All right, we're just going to ask you a quick few final questions, Pierre. First one is, what does S4 stand for on your t-shirt?
S4 stands for stage 4. I came up with the logo. Basically, it's the last stand, the battle of my life, and the final stage, I guess. There's nothing else after stage 4. It's 6 feet under.
Has chemo affected your hairline?
Whoa! Touch the hair question. No, it hasn't. That's pure genetics.
When you first found out about your cancer, what did some of the family members say to you?
Some said they were ready to dig my hole, my grave. Others had pigs ready for my funeral. But for me, I love that stuff. Just the laughing about the situation helped, get through things. Because if you put yourself in an environment of negativity all the time, you're naturally going to struggle.
Whereabouts are you in your stage of your bowel cancer journey?
So I'm, for the last few months, been put into terminal stage 4 cancer on palliative care. There's no other treatment available for me because of where the tumours are located. This is the last part of my journey, and it's all about making time and memories of my friends and my family, and especially spending time with my wife and my 2 boys, trying to prepare them as best I can for when that inevitable day comes. Yeah. I'm not supposed to make it to Christmas, so I hope I do. But every day I am experiencing more and more side effects from the tumours. They're growing at a rapid pace, and I wake up some mornings feeling new pains, breathlessness when I'm on a shovel or trying to do little jobs. And so I know internally things are going to the pick. Externally, I still look pretty good.
Pierre, with 2 young sons and a wife, how are you preparing them for what's to come?
I'm just being straight up with them. My sons are age 10 and 14. We pretty much sit down once a week. I tell them everything, what's going on with Dad, what the doctors say, and allow them to digest that information as best they can. And just spending quality time with them together or on their own, and talking about things. My oldest boy, he had his 14th birthday. Said to him, "Son, I'm going to take you skydiving. I want to show you what it's like to die when you jump out of the plane." And that was a beautiful father-son bonding moment, even though it scared the crap out of us. Other times we're working on our home, putting up fences. That's all I do at the moment, slaughtering animals for the freezer. But every time we're doing something, I've got a little message behind it and trying to teach them something to prepare them for whatever life throws at them. I'd like to acknowledge my friends and my family who have been a great support since I first let the cat out of the bag with my diagnosis. The love and support that I've had and from everybody has been overwhelming for not just myself but my wife and my immediate family. We've just had so much aloha thrown at us, and it's been really wonderful. I'd also like to acknowledge my surgeons. I had some of the best that New Zealand has performed surgery on me. Some of my operations they would not normally do, but I happen to have some of the surgeons say, "Look, we're willing to give you a go. We would not normally do it because of where it's located, the tumour on vital organs. You might not make it, but we'll give it a go." And they did such a fantastic job. The junior doctors would rave on about how amazing it was to watch. I think I was the first at Waikato Hospital to have 3 resections in my bowel by keyhole surgery. My liver surgery would never have happened, but it did. My oncologist, amazing. He really push to get me to try and cure it, even though I was in stage 4. And my nurses, I had some wonderful nurses on the ward in the hospital, and the district nurses that come around home to see me, the care that they gave and continue to give me is just amazing. I feel almost, what's the word? You hear so many people going through so many bad things with the health system. And guilty, I suppose, is the feeling that I have, because I've not had to have that experience. I've just had nothing but the best. And so I'd like to acknowledge all those people that did their best to try and cure this disease for me. It didn't work out in the end. We had a good go.
You look so positive all the time, Pierre, and you've got a good outlook on your cancer journey. Have you had some downtimes?
Yes, I've had some downtimes. Not too many, probably like 3. The first one was after I got diagnosed with my cancer. I went home, told my family, left them in tears, jumped on a plane and flew to Dunedin for a training course. During that flight, I was by myself and just reflected on a couple of things. I guess the message started just hitting me, and I had a little tear, not for long though. And by the time I got to Christchurch to jump on the next plane, my wife had tried ringing me numerous times, and so I rang her back and basically got told to get back home. So I did that, and the second time is probably the drugs. Some of the drugs they give you just mess your head up big time. So I tried not to take as much as they prescribed, even if that meant me crawling out of hospital after open surgery without any painkillers. And probably the one that gets me the most is just thinking about my wife and my children, the heartache and pain that they are going through and will continue to go through after I leave this world. Thinking about how much hurt they're going to be, and pulls at that old heartstring.
What is the message you'd leave for your boys?
The message I want to leave for my boys is get off those PlayStations and get outside and do some work. Love yous.
What are some of the positives that have come from your cancer journey, or some of the perspectives that others might not know?
I think the main perspective that I've gained from this journey is that time is so short, and I've probably done more in the last 6 months than I have in the last 15 years. Knowing that there's nothing that the healthcare system can do for you, and that your time is limited, puts a whole new perspective on how you wake up, how your day's going to look, what you're going to do. And I've found myself quite often in the last 6 months being a little bit impatient with family. I'm just, everything has an urgency for me, and if people ain't keeping up with me, then it's the bickies. I don't have the time and luxury to just take my time. I think too, 4 years into this journey, I met a lot of cool people going through the same thing. I met them in chemotherapy, I met them in hospital after the surgery, and became really good friends with a lot of them. And all of them are now gone. We were all similarly diagnosed, similar similar surgeries, and I guess, you know, I feel somewhat a little bit guilty because I'm like still here, and they're all gone. So that puts a huge perspective on me that you just don't know how long you got, and so don't waste time. I remember being in my hospital bed after my liver surgery and becoming good friends with my neighbour who'd been there for 5 weeks. He got wheeled out to have a routine surgery to drain fluid on his lung, and I just waved out from my bed, "Ciao bro, we'll see you shortly, in a few hours." My wife and I went for a walk down the hallway. When I came back, 2 nurses were waiting at my room to let me know that my roommate had passed away. And It's things like that that just hit you, that you just don't know. When every surgery I went under, I acted and talked to my family like it may be the last time I see them. I may not wake up from this. Yeah. I think that's the biggest perspective of game. Make the most of the moments and time you have with friends and your family.